as you probably already know, a couple weeks of 2019, you might hope that things are going to be different this year, and it probably could be. But maybe you should first list your best practices. What really helped you in 2018, 2017? What really came through and hit it on target for you? Whether you're a salesperson, whether you're a sales manager, or whether you're a president of a company with a small sales team. What was the target that made it happen? Really list out those best practices and why they were good practices. Was it because of the people? Was it because of you? Or was it because of the economy, the environment? So first of all, get a list of those best practices and see if you can refine those even better, right? Even sharpen them, because this is where you want, if they're good practices for you, this is where you want to spend your time. This is where you want to really sharpen the saw, so to speak. So look at your best practices and then maybe add a few. Ones I always think are great best practices is journaling. Take a half hour every morning, if nothing else, just to think. Right? Really just think about where you're going, what you're going to do. We maybe spend that time in the early part or later part of last year to maybe plan 2019. Then we get our nose to the grindstone, and too often we don't step back and take a look at big picture again and go, okay, I've been grinding hard for a quarter, maybe big picture, take a look and strategically look at where I'm going to go and am I going to get there? So to me, one of your best practices is to keep a journal as to where you're going, where you want to go, and then are you on track to get there? And really study that. Another best practice, I think, if you're a sales manager, is do that same thing with your salespeople. What were their best practices? What are they doing? And help salespeople strategically look at what they're trying to achieve. There's two types of coaching, and we're going to talk about a coaching boot camp later. But really, there's strategical coaching and there's tactical coaching, right? Tactical coaching is what I'm going to do to close this account. Strategical coaching with a good coach is going to say, big picture, what do I have to do to win the game? Not just this one play. So I really want you to think about what are your best practices, right? Start journaling, start keeping track of those. And then at least once a month or so, just take a step back and really take a look at big picture once again.